Deep in the heart of southern Africa, the Zambezi River begins its winding journey through Swaziland, where it provides drinking water, food, and irrigation for the people. It continues on, cutting its way through lush forest before plummeting over the Victoria Falls, and then marks off the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe before it flows into the Zambezi Gorge. There it is halted momentarily by the Great Kariba Dam, but only to gather strength before it tumbles over the giant turbine that in turn provides the surrounding area with power. But the power that lights Zambia's cities, operates its factories, serves its huge mines, its housing areas, schools, homes, and farms had brought many changes to the area. In my 30 years of living near Kariba Dam, I've seen people move off ancestral homelands, animals forced into new habitats, even a mission station, school, and hospital had to be relocated. The Wesleyan Church in Zambia is composed of approximately 60 churches, 3 dispensaries, 1 hospital, and 1 secondary school. As a Wesleyan missionary in Zambia, I have served as an evangelist, held Bible studies, and taught theological education by extension classes. Although I had experience in building and mechanical work, to be asked to wire the Wesleyan Seminary in Pemba rather than put full time into evangelistic outreach was another story. I spent a great deal of time in prayer. Lord, do I have to do this? God's answer was clear. Do it. And so for 8 months, my helpers and I wired houses, the church, and the school building. As we started to put up the electrical poles and string the lines, God gave me a fresh understanding of His leading. Being linked to the power would make a lot of difference in the seminary. Our seminary teachers, Dave Thompson and Dave Tolan, would no longer have to spend time fixing generator motors and pumping systems. They would be able to invest more time in preparing lessons, counseling students, and in outreach and evangelism. They would also have more time to spend with their families. Having electricity on the campus would also make it possible to use the seminary for conference, women's meetings, and pastor seminars. Because I was wiring the campus, linking it to the power available from Kariba Dam, the men and women serving our Zambian churches would be better prepared. This project was bringing life-changing power to the Wesleyan Church in Zambia. God was working out other changes in my life too, changes I didn't expect. Purchasing supplies for the wiring job often took me to Choma, some 60 miles away. On these trips, it became quite convenient for me to visit an old friend, Wilma Cheney, a teacher at Choma Secondary School. To my surprise, I discovered that I was looking forward to these visits with more than a little pleasure. What was all this leading to?
I had been teaching at Choma for more than 17 years and had known Ed for 24. When he returned to Zambia in 1985, several months after he lost his wife Phyllis, little did I realize that God was working in our lives to bring about a new relationship. We had lunch together a number of times. Then Ed put out a fleece, and God answered in such a clear way that there could be no doubt in my mind or his what God's will was. On Christmas Eve, 1988, we were married.
We are now making plans to return together to Zambia to continue to extend the lines that link people to God's life-changing power. While Wilma completes her teaching contract at Choma Secondary School, I will be helping with evangelism and maintenance. God's promise remains very real in our minds, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. All of the changes God brings in our lives, even our don't want tos, can be turned into blessings when we are yielded to His will and leadership.
To effectively transmit God's life-changing power requires many links, many lines, the prayers of God's people, the work of volunteers to teach at Choma Secondary School, and the support of Wesleyans across North America.
You are those links, those lines. God's power can reach the people of Zambia only as it flows through us.